Now I'm audible. Rohit sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, what we are doing here, okay, let them share the screen also. Okay, so, yes, where we have started that day some activities scheduling time. What is activity scheduling time? That means we have to plan before, right? We have to plan before means what? We have scheduled our all programs within the week, within 10 days, within 20 days and all. And as per that, excuse me, and as per that, we just, as per the plan, we are started our week. For example, whole week planning, I have decided I have started my week on Monday, and I know what is the schedule of Tuesday, and I know what is the schedule of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so that is the activity schedule, and as per that activity schedule, I just follow the things. Right now, how we start all activities started like that earliest start time, latest start time, distributing flow, sometimes arbitrary start time, and considered all are studied on Monday, right? So I hope you understand all. And now all activities started at earliest start time, which you have to start before time. It is decided whatever the work, whatever the project you need to start. You decided, for example, Monday and Monday 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. or afternoon. You as per the plan or as per due to some workload or work pressure, we start early than 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Decided.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
मैम
Yes.
आवाज व्यवस्थित येत नाहीये.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Now I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the days I have decided, as per that day, we start the activity or we start the plan. Right now, on your latest do any kind of you right? If the first day work is completed, I put the work is day is completed, we start next day. Depend of before time. Latest approach
Hello, ma'am.
saving money. Yes,
Hello.
yes, sir. बोला.
मॅम आवाज क्लिअर येत नाहीये.
Hello. आता येतोय का?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that is the time is required for that particular project. So earliest start time and latest start time. Now that is all activities started by distributing flow. Yes, lot of work, lot of pressures uh, on that particular project. So you can start early, you can start latest time. But distribute flow time means sometimes some error comes in your project. Lightning. So whatever the work, 2 hours, 3 hours, no work is there. All manpower is sitting inside or they are doing some other work, right? So that is a disturbing or slow time, right? So whatever the project manager, what they do, we just do to float the work. Okay, means the project manager won't allow to give me a extra work also, right? So that is the work is distributing all of you if 10 members in the team. So all team members are eligible to do extra work, right? So as the project manager, I know my team is work is complete, so that I just list all activities or whatever the work we need to complete. Now the all activities started at arbitrary start time. Yes, you have to start some dilemma and decision about the start time for some decision on the activity. Yes, if I can give work and it's my duty to complete only that kind of work of my boss or my superior assign me that work without his or her approval. I could not hand over my work to others, right? So whatever the work assigned, I am responsible for that, and whatever the deadline manager said deadline fail हो जाएगा because time bounding, right? So time is most important. Now next is the all activities started by considering resource availability. Obviously, I started 4 to 5 work. Some 5 books are there or 4 books are there. Yeah? I told you to phase wise work. We have to all group by group start. So A group, B group, C group, D group. A group work is different. B group work is different. C group work is different, and D group work is different, right? But all materials and all resources, whatever they required to complete their tasks, and we all allowed to all of them and give some time. Yes, this activity and you all are means 2 to 5 need to complete it today or this week. So if resources available, some times and everything is available, so they all start their work on time and they finish their work on time. But for example, when work start by C, so that time we found here A is not completed his work, B is not completed his work. So how could I start? So they just wait both of them. Then they completed their they have everything, resources and manpower, everything has that, but depend on A and C और B का काम complete नहीं होगा, C start नहीं करेगा, right? So C will take a time to complete his task. But the manager should know about that. Yes, C is depend A and B also. B different work. So it's just going there, started their work. And also, as per the management rules, as per the management ethics, C just inform to his manager or boss or manager as via mail. He said due to this work is pending and by A and complete his work will start and will complete that time. So whatever the time you allotted me, it's not possible to complete it because of the reason. So I will require next time, right? I'll require another time. So that is the perfect reporting of that any project, right? Now next is resources and scheduling. Yes, whatever the resource you required, whatever the material you required, resources means you required material to complete the work, you required manpower, you required skilled labor, you required some what approvals to complete the work. Right? Means everything you require to complete the work, and as per analysis and we check it. We supervise of all that work, and then we finish it. So that is the resource analysis schedule, and we already prepared it on daily basis or weekly basis. So some examples are there, like that the research and development projects are most resources are always limited. Yeah, sometimes it's limited. So hence the success of the project depends on the ability to use the available resource. Right? So it's depend. It's depend what is the resources is available, and if when जब आएगा तभी, जैसे अभी अगर मैंने कई अदर स्टेट से मटेरियल मांगा है, रिक्वायरमेंट है, मशीन इंस्टॉल करना है, whatever, so we required, but जब तक वो मटेरियल मेरे पास आएगा नहीं, will not start my work, right? So it's the availability of, it's depend on availability of work. What is now resource analysis? What is, so by associating with it in the network some units of resources that would normally carry it out, right? So it is responsible to analyze the total resource requirement against time over the duration of the project is important. So time schedule where all activities start at their start time or resource or showing the total units of resources. Whatever the things you require, you analyze and then you go through it. So if the unit histogram a diagram जो रहेगा can be used to investigate whether the schedule create less time, some time, whatever the requirements or uh, as per requirement will start. So here the example of establishment of mango orchard, right? Okay. So we have seen this chart, right? What it is? Project establishing of mango orchard. So here activity is given in table. Second table is symbol. Third table is proceeding. Fourth is the duration. And fourth is manpower. So first activity we have just started like a land preparation. Yes, for that we require the land, and that's why we have given a code of A, because it's the first activity. Without land, how we start? Now second digging pits, where you want to start, where you want to how the land you have to use, you just dig in the means अपनी जगह पे ही काम करना है ना, किसी और की जगह पे तो आप काम नहीं कर सकते. So you just digging the pits of that particular area which you have to use for that particular project. So it's called B. A symbol is B. Sending it is there, and start duration is 5 days. Right? Some manpower is required 4 to 5. Right? So land preparation we required no present links because it's a preparation is going on, not completed. So it will take 3 days. Means duration time is 3 days, and manpower. How many people you required for that project? So 4 people. Now third, it is a purchase sampling, right? So whatever the purchase sampling, whatever the samples you have just approved by lab. Lab का sample आपको लगेगा, then you start their work. Give the C code and presenting it A means code ना depends on A. जब तक A का काम नहीं हुआ तब तक B और C काम नहीं कर सकते. That is now the breaking and manpower required to then application of whatever the activity we need to start is the symbol is B, and D is depend on B. जब तक B का काम complete होगा, we not start the work, and the duration is required 3 days, and manpower is also required 3. So transplant sampling. So after A, B, C, D work, E start their work and E is depend on and D. जब तक C का काम नहीं होगा start नहीं करेगा, D का काम नहीं होगा start नहीं करेगा. So that is the thing and duration required 4 days and manpower required 4 days, right? So on that chart we have prepared that diagram and it's called the diagram of mango orchid, right? Now here we have C. The figure 1 is A. A starts their work. A when A start their work, after A complete their work, start their work. Then C start their work. Then D start their work, and E is depend on C and D. So when C and D complete work, then E is complete work. So they have just here one. We have seen the one, then two, then C को 3, D 4. So that is the code, right? So on that basis, they prepared the diagram and then give some interpretation about it, and that is in the above diagram, the critical part is there, and the project duration 15 days. Okay. So the total float of the activities is the 15 days, means required different time. And assuming that such time, then the manpower requirement for the project is shown in next diagram, and that is the total float of diagrams. It's a group or symbol. Here we have seen some manpower, whatever the manpower required, 7, 4. So as per the activity, so we have seen here A is here and A required 3 manpower. B required also 3, right? So B and C is the 6. So they have started their work and B is depend on C. So C when C completed his work, he started, and he also depend on B and C D, and then they start their work. So here we have just putting the time or days, and we just form the diagram, right? Yes, I'm audible. Yes.
Yes.
Very good. So now here we have just moved to pattern of manpower requirement. The diagram is pattern of manpower requirement. Now for the above figure, evident that the manpower requirement to maximum of 7, maximum of 7, we have 3, 8, 11 or 15. So depend on the project. Means depend on the project schedule, depend on project. Sometimes some work is very technical, but is sufficient to do that particular work, right? So next it is like considering that flow, whatever the activities C, yeah? Because C is depend on A and B. So whatever the activity is C, so these activities can be scheduling for any 3 days, because they already mentioned the time, है ना? मुझे 3 दिन लगेगा, but जब तक A and B complete नहीं करेगा C cannot start. But C को पता है मुझे 3 दिन लगेंगे, and when A and B is completed, they immediately start on whatever time. But उसमें जो day दिया है 3 दिन में complete होगा, proper time they are not making. But he just inform कि he or she required only 3 days to complete that activity only. Now, next it is considering the float of the activity say, and this activity can be scheduling for any 3 days between 3 to 11 days, because 15 days we have required. And if you start earlier, if you finished your work on time in 14 days or 11, then that one is good. But whatever the time or scheduling you decided, you just fulfill it. So extra time you will not give, because you already submit your report that you require that day only, right? So हाँ, but due to some कुछ अगर problem हो जाता है, natural issues or sometimes, so that time they will extend. Otherwise, not. Your personal reason not allowed. So here we have seen maximum and minimum is only 1%. So the manpower demand for the project duration is scheduling the activity C shows of that project. Now here we have seen A, B, C, D, E, same group. Manpower is there. Manpower A required 3, B required the days of 3, right? Y-axis we have seen the manpower and x-axis we have seen the days or time, whatever. Now A and B when completed their work, they start. C completed, start. C D is completed, A start. Right? So the flow is going. That means whatever the work they assigned, they completed on that particular time. That's why within a 15 days, whatever the days they have decided, they completed their task. Right? Simple example for your SIP. Only 60 days allowed by institute to your university institute to you to complete your SIP project, and as per the whatever the plan you have prepared regarding that, you started some lot of students submit their chapters and they just started their data analysis work. Someone is completed their project, they just give some ideas or they just need some guidelines from their guide and mentors, right? I think 4 or 5 students are there those who have completed their means initial stage is completed and they have started the data analysis and other work. So that's a very appreciating thing. But why it's happened? Because they follow the rules and regulations. Whatever the suggestion, whatever the ideas, or whatever the PPTs we shared to, they follow particularly. Means I give you on mail like that we require 4 to 5 chapter on so and so day. So those students are coming regular, they submitted it and they follow the deadline. Very particular students. Yes, I'm appreciating those students, those who are very particular of that. And अभी तक तो ऐसे भी स्टूडेंट है जिनका एक चैप्टर भी नहीं हुआ है, बिकॉज अभी भी वो कंफ्यूज है मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. Got it? So it's not a work, means the deadline is come, means in the month of October you will get a mail, this is the last date and you have attend your vivas, right? But till that date you have no prepared about it because आपने कुछ किया ही नहीं. Then you will say give some kind of excuses कि no, I have not attended, मैडम मुझे समझा ही नहीं, मैंने किया but मुझे क्या करना है समझ तो. My God, means last days what are you doing? Why you not contact with your guide and mentor? Right? So don't give any excuses. Those who are giving excuses, that means he is or she is not eligible for that manager post or not eligible for any kind of work, because on the time of interview, your what your interviewer judge your performance, what is the activity you have completed in your SIP project, what you learn, why you choose that kind of subject only, everything they ask you. Got it? So those who are doing well, so no problem. And those who are not started it, please start because you have some days also. And you know, like that, ki time it's very what very important. So if अगर वो चला जाता है तो we can't achieve it again. आप उसके पास में जाके फिर से नहीं ला सकते. Got it? So do it. So that is the example of that revised schedule activities. So and sometimes it happens, yeah, you need to require or you need to revise your activity. If I decided whatever the work 3 or 4 work, and I'm confident that tomorrow I will finish, but some kind of meeting, some kind of issues, we have not completed my all 3 or 4 tasks. So only 2 tasks I have completed and another 2 tasks is remain. So I just change my Tuesday or next day plan, and before start Tuesday activity, I'll give the priority of Monday pending activity. So first, it's my priority to finish it and then start next activity. But sometimes, or some people, what they do, they are just put the pending. Monday का अगर pending है तो pending रखेंगे, Tuesday का start करेंगे. But some work is depend on that, so some work is related on that, right? Now, next it is project crashing and project control. Yes, very important. Time cost relationship of an activity. Yes, whatever the time you require is to save the cost, to save the time also. So that's why it's time management performance goal or time quality goal is all companies, because they are very particular about that time, right? So time cost relationship of an activity means the time required for the performance of an activity estimated according to the quantity of resources, right? So quantity of resources depend on, means on that planning, material resources, manpower, every take on time and start their work, whatever, and after they finished work on that particular time. So, except for fixed duration activity, such as crop duration, etc., it is possible to manage the duration of an activity by varying the quantity of. So, if cost is not constant, putting more resources to the activity duration would reduce है ना. Sometimes it's टाइमली मैनेज होने की वजह से जो वर्क होता है वो क्या हो जाता है, कम होता जाता है. फॉलो द टाइम, अदरवाइज yeah, let us take care. Submitted on time, they have no issue. बट अभी तक जिसका हुआ ही नहीं है, दे हाउ उनका तो वर्क रिड्यूस ही नहीं हो रहा है, उनका क्या हो रहा है, डे बाय डे बढ़ता ही जा रहा है. सो learn from that. Key time is money, and you have a control on your project. If you don't have control on your project, you are not eligible to do anything else. Even our institute not allowed to present their internal Viva also. Okay. So next it is, if cost is not constant, putting more resources to the activity duration. So could reduce the. Yes, it is. So this is other word means time and cost of a project are inversely related. The relationship between cost of an activity and its duration may take the form of the curve as depicted here. We have seen the diagram of that, and here we have seen like figure of cost relation, right? Y is showing the activity cost and X is showing the time cost relations. So here we have seen some normal cost, crash time, and crash time is highest time. So here we have seen when we started the work, we have completed on time, and whatever the normal time we had given, na, 7 तारीख तक हो जाना चाहिए. So we have complete my work on that particular time. Don't require extra time. So if A is completed on task B, everyone, so the curve is going that, right, up to down, and that is the cost relation. Yes, means whatever the cost, whatever the planning you have decided, according to that you start and you finish it. Means you finish task on time, have control on your project, and you finished it on time. And not only time, whatever the cost you have given, right, लाख रुपए है, 2 लाख में है, तो उसी में आपने वो कंप्लीट भी किया है. And after that our project manager approve the things. Now the time and activity duration. So here the formula is how we calculate it. It's a time, right, and normal time, right. and we calculate. So time and the minimum time for the activity is called crash time, right? So the cost associated with these time are called respectively the formal cost and the crash cost, right? So there is some formal and crash conditions for each activity, and it is sometimes it is difficult to estimate the time cost any intermediate value between these 2 points. The overcome, sometimes we need to overcome of that difficulty, sometimes it's done mistakes and all, and it assume that the relationship between the time and cost as inner in the range between normal and crash situation. Yes, it's a depend because both are depend to each other. Now the project crashing, what it is project crashing. So project crashing is an exercise carried out to reduce the time of project by investing more money. So this becomes necessary when the deal line has to be made. So for crashing, only the critical are considered since duration of the project could be reduced by crashing this activity only, and it is possible that when a project is crashed, another non-critical activity may become critical, and in the next cycle this has to be considered for further crashing. Okay, so if you fail to submit your project on deadline and you have a lot of 3 or 4 reworks, so same thing happened with that project and you have waste your time, you have no control your time. Am I audible to all of you? Anyone want to ask question? समझ में आ रहा है what I am saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now crashing, what is project crashing? So project crashing is an exercise carried out, so it's a depend what kind of work we need to do, what kind of work not to do. So you just prepare and plan and go through that. So now here we have seen you need to identify the critical path, every ratio, every budget you have to prepare, and on that basis you completed it. So you will find like that कि कहाँ पे मुझे time ज़्यादा लगना है ना, अगर आप प्लान कर रहे हो तो you require sometimes you plan for your kids, है ना, you just give application for 2 days, but when you are reached there, so you find like that you required another 2 days, right? So plan change हो गया, work rest हो गया, got it? So that is the thing. So critical path and critical activity, so you have calculated before, you have calculated that identical and critical path, then compute crash cost slope, whatever the normal time required, standard time required, higher time required, calculated on that basis, and select the activity with the least cost, so minimum crash cost for time, and checked for the critical path. Every figures, every charts you prepare, and tentative basis that you prepare the things for the critical path. Calculate it and then you calculate the critical path. Now, project crashing example. We have seen here the principle of project crashing are illustrated with the help of example, activity table of the project, and the network diagram. So we have seen here activity, the agro technology demonstration block, right? Some agro project they have started, and for that project they required some block. So how we start? So how we start? That is the table we have seen. Serial number are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then activity, labeling the land, then stone pitching, then raising seeding, then establishment of irrigation system, development of drainage system, making pits and transplant, then erection of the facing. So symbol is given, means code is given, all activity, all work is different, and they required some experts or some kind of manpower. So they have just noted the code. They have just given the code of that activity. So labeling the land को उन्होंने A symbol दिया हुआ है, then B, C, D, E, F, G. है ना? For example, simple example, in your SIP, we have decided some kind of content, right? Introduction, then executive summary, introduction, company profile, then research methodology, literature review, and after that, data analysis, conclusion, findings, suggestions, bibliography, questionnaires, and all. Right? So that is the grouping, you know, what you required to complete your SIP. So here also, for any kind of project on the time of second sem, we have just learned some financial reporting. So we have shared my PPT and will show you how you prepare the reports, right? What kind of material you require, everything, every day report we have submitted, whatever the formats we require, cash flow, how to prepare cash flow, how to prepare fund flow, how to prepare expense sheet, everything, and then they submit their project. So sometimes after 3 months, after 4 months, you will approve, because whatever the budgeted you have mentioned, or whatever the budget you just shared on that particular project, that means you are use which kind of material, what is the rate of market on that particular time. So you just mention some tolerance are there, and everything you prepared, and after 3 months you will get sanction of that particular project. But someone, or sometimes we need to what we are doing unplanned project, right? We just uh, speak about that, yes मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है, and will not do anything else. Got it? So that is not project. And how we completed activity just one by one. A activity, B activity, C activity. So slowly, your project will complete. Otherwise, no chances to complete it. You have seen last year, a lot of students are failed only and only for that project. Right? So I request to all students do regular and just attend all classes. So you will get an idea from everyone, every faculty, and you just move it and start it. So here we have speeding, and then establishment of irrigation system, then development of drainage, everything symbol. They have mentioned the presenting activities. Presenting activity means which one is depend on them. Okay, right? First activity is not required any presenting activity, right? Here, the second activity, stone pitching, we require the land, means B is depend on A. So when A is completed their work, means B started their work, and whatever the activity it is, they require 26 days time. How many? 26 duration लग सकते हैं, या weeks लग सकता है, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? Now the stone pitching. What stone pitching? So पिक करते हैं ना, बिग पे पिक करेंगे या फिर उसको वाटर whatever the book is, as per they started their plan. So establishing of irrigation system, is 30 days time they have required for that particular activity. Then development of drainage system, they also require 28 days for that activity. And C depend on E, the E का काम start. So the making bridge and plantation. F and G are there, right? So erection of fencing. So the G symbol and D, E, F depend on these words. If G का काम complete नहीं होगा, D and E, F not started, it will require 18 days, right? So on that basis, build your diagram of the path. Here, calculated path, right? So A requires 16 days, B requires 26 days, then C requires 26 days, then means D and D and D for 26 days, okay? Then D means 2 and 5 means the activity of work and it's required 30 days means total 1 month, right? So F also required some 27 days, G required 18 days, and after that they complete the project. So here we have found some normal and crash parameters. So A, B, C, D, here. Normal and crash parameters means time in week, means whatever the time they have decided. A decided 16 week, but 11 week में हो गया. B decided 26, but 18 month में हो गया. C decided also 26, but 21 days में हुआ. Then D decided 30, but it's completed on 23. ठीक है? Then F completed on 23 and G completed on 12 days. Wow, superb. So here, cost in rupees, right? What is the cost in rupees required? So A, B, C, whatever they have just submitted their budget. So on that basis, they completed. So normal cost A को लगना था 36,000, लग गया 38,000 लग गया. So reduction in time 5 days time ये हो गया. Excuse. Now increase in cost 1000 से बढ़ गया प्रोजेक्ट. तो कॉस्ट लो 400 से डाउन हो गया. डायग्राम में तो यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट ईच एंड एवरीथिंग ऑन दैट. आपको आपके एसआईपी के प्रोजेक्ट में करना है व्हाटएवर द टॉपिक है. सो नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी इज बी एंड रिक्वायर 26 days, is completed 18 days, right? So cost is rupees 27,000, but it's will spend 33,000. So reduction in time 8 days का टाइम इसमें हो गया एंड जो खर्चा था या उसका जो कॉस्ट था उसके और कॉस्ट ऑफ या कुछ है ना अदर. सो उसके लिए ओवरऑल मिला के कैलकुलेशंस 26 days और 21 days 1000 का उनका एक्सपेंसेस हुआ. The budget become extra, so 900 extra charge हुए. Now next, वैसे ही हमको EFG का कैलकुलेट करना है एंड ऑन दैट बेसिस वी हैव जस्ट राइट द इंटरप्रिटेशन की which one is going good. So here I just read that what the interpretation. The above project has the duration is critical path length. It's a total 88 weeks. Normal cost rupees 2,73,000 and crash cost of rupees 29 lakh 70. And it's for crashing the critical activity in the project A, which we have seen in diagram. So are to be considered for because they completed all their time with cost, whatever the cost they have decided, and superb time they have used and completed. So activities they have at least the cost so means 180 per week or per day, and then the crash cost that 20 days. So after this crashing project, we will 83 weeks. What it is? 83 weeks. So activity C from 26 to 21 weeks. And the cost has increased from 2,73,000 to rupees 2,73,900. Okay. So the required GRT cost of project after crashing is as a figure. Next figure is what groups depend on each other when they completed their activity. Then that means they have control their project and all. So in the other redrawn, and after that diagram give interpretation of that particular activity. If you don't put the interpretation, that means how what time you require, how to complete your activity. Person is not completed their activity. Why? It's required more time. So whatever the interpretation as per the diagram, need to do. This one is summary of creation exercise. What is the summary? So crashed activity, then the time and required for that activity, then project duration और duration में कितने project हो रहे हैं, कितने count हो रहा है, how उनका finishing on time है, right? Cumulative reduction, those who are not eligible for that. And before crashing, it is project cost in for that. So some crashing activities is required 2,73,000, whatever the budget they have that particular activity. If they have decided that and 15,000 रुपए एक्स्ट्रा खर्च होते हैं तो they are not counting it. प्रोजेक्ट का कॉस्ट ही आपका 3 लाख का है और आप 5 लाख खर्चा कर रहे हो तो विल नॉट एंटर 2 लाख अपने जेब से कोई नहीं निकालेगा. That's why what happened every time if we sign any project, we have submit every neat and clear idea of management. If someday so they don't have asked any kind of questions if they know the reason about it, right? So I hope you understand what I am telling today. There is the project control and it will start on next session because it's also important. So I wish to all students understand the project management all type of numerical portion from that particular portion. They have given some charts and to calculate the critical path like this. है ना? यहाँ पे जैसा पार कर रहे हैं वैसे आपको वहाँ पे पाथ बनाना है. So you like to ask any question regarding that? किसी को समझा नहीं है? So let me ask the question because you have a next session also, right? Yes. Anyone want to ask any question? I hope you understand. And please inform to your colleague to log in the class. And all classes you must understand. Yes. Only one thing is I told you that tomorrow we have just keep a guidance session on SIP and it's a very good session. So those who have know about that, please come to the college. Will inspire you, motivate you regarding that, how you present first topic and objective you already choose your project, right? So I just share with you an idea how to present in front of the people. But it's a college level. First time you have to college level. You have to give in college level PPT presentation. And in the time of 25th September, we have organized event of what Avishkar competition, and we have just selected some those students, those who are presented well, those topic is very good. Okay, so I think today is fine for you, and have a good day to all of you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you.
Yes, thank you, Sakshi.